Alright? This is very important. What quadrant are we working in? 1. Isn't that from 0 to 90? You got to identify the quadrant. You're working quadrant 1. So in quadrant 1, I'm going to draw a picture. Draw a triangle. Because you need to find your cosine value, you need to find your tangent value. So you use this information to draw a triangle so you can figure out what is the cosine and what is the tangent. Because you need to know all three of them to do these formulas up here. Okay, what is sine equal to? Y over R. Y over R. So I put 12 here because isn't that associated with the y-axis? Does everybody see that? Okay. What is my R? My R is my hypotenuse of the triangle, okay? My R is the hypotenuse. What's my hypotenuse? 13. I put that here. How would you find your other value? Pythagorean theorem.
Isn't it kind of the same thing as like working with a normal triangle?
Yes. What's 169 minus 144?
25.
What's square root of 25? Alright, so now you got all the information. And they're in quadrant 1. Okay, so your hypotenuse is going to be positive no matter what quadrant you're working in. The x and y, you have to pay attention to what quadrant it's in to know if it's positive or negative, okay? Now, right here, what's my cosine? 5 over 13. What's my tangent? 12 over what? 12 over 5. Okay, you got all the information you need now to find the sine double angle, the cosine double angle, and the tangent double angle, okay? So let's do the sine first. Sine 2 theta equals 2 times sine of theta times the cosine of theta. We found the sine that was given to us. We found our cosine to be 5 over 13. 2 times 12 is what? 24 times 5 is 120. 13 times 13 is 169. So that's your answer for sine of 2 theta. Cosine of 2 theta equals cosine squared theta minus sine squared theta. Your cosine is 5 over 13. So I'm going to square that. 5 over 13 squared minus your sine is 12 over 13 squared. Gives me 25 over 169 minus 144 over 169. The hardest part is the beginning, guys. Just getting all the information. Once you get all this information here, it's just plugging in. Okay? 25 minus 144 is negative 119 over 169. And that's your answer. Are there any questions so far? Yes. If you could, you would, but you can't reduce these two yet. But most of the time they come out to big numbers like this, you won't be reducing them. Alright, tangent of 2 theta. I got my 12/5 from the beginning. What was my tangent of theta? Over 1 minus 12 over 5 squared. I'm going to run out of room. Here's your tangent 2 theta. 24 over 5. 1 minus the square of that is 144 over 25. Get 24 over 5 divided by, that's negative 119 over 25. Leave the first one alone, change that division and multiplication, flip it, and you get negative 120 over 119. Yes.
What is the number the denominator?
119. Are there any questions on the first one? It's not too bad, is it? It's just a lot of work. And this test is only 15 questions, so you got to be careful. Like, you miss one, you got A. Miss two, you make B. There's a little bit of partial credit. A little bit, not much. Yeah, like, oh, let's say, okay, on this one, let's say you got the sine 2 theta. Like, here I would count this 3 things, like, each one would have a point. It's not like if you miss one, no, I'm not that mean. And that's probably what I would do. I might do that, guys, so instead of being on 15, I might count each of them an individual, like, let's say this is number 15, I will go 15, 16, 17 out of 17. Do you see how that works? I might do that. Alright, I'm going to get you started on setting up number 2, and then I'm going to let you finish it, okay? Number 2, what quadrant are we in on number 2? 3, okay. So quad 3. Your tangent is given to you, so you need to find your sine and your what? Cosine. Does everybody see that? In quad 3, your sine and cosine are both what? I'll go in and put my negative sign so you won't forget that. Tangent is opposite over adjacent, that's 15 over 8. But let's think about this. This is in quad 3, so both of them should be what? Negative. You said, Mr. Fisher, it's not in my given, but isn't a negative divided by negative positive? So you have to think about those kind of things, okay? So they're both going to be negative because the x and the y are both negative in quad 3. How would I find my r? Use the what? Okay, what's negative 15 squared plus negative 8 squared? What is it? 289. What's the square root of 289? Your hypotenuse is always what? Positive. Okay, so your sine will be opposite over hypotenuse. So that's going to be negative 15 over 17. Cosine's adjacent over hypotenuse, negative 8 over 17. Now I want you to take that information and find the rest of them for me. I want you to do sine 2 theta, cosine 2 theta, and tangent 2 theta. All right, let's check that first one. Oh, God, that's too much math. Hold on. For sine, did you get 240 over 289?
Yes.
Okay, so I plugged 2 times negative 15 over 17 times negative 8 over 17. I got 240 over 289. Okay, has everybody had a chance to do cosine?
What is this?
This is your double angle for sine. So I plugged in negative 15 over 17 and then negative 8 over 17. I got 240 over 289. Did you get that, buddy? Okay. Has everybody had a chance to do cosine? It doesn't matter what formula you used. I got negative 161 over 289. I usually use the first one, but I used a different one to show you that it's all good. Negative 161 over 289. Are there any questions on the double angle for cosine? Like I said, the first part is the most crucial part, establishing the values for all those. Okay, let's do tangent. All right. So that's 2 times tangent of theta over 1 minus the tangent squared of theta. So 2 times 15 over 8, 1 minus 15 over 8 squared. Did y'all say y'all want to go to Six Flags this year? I'm working on that right now. Flatman and I are working on that. Alright. That's going to be 30 over 8. Don't worry about simplifying to the end. 1 minus 15. Oh, that's going to be 1 minus 225 over 64. Help me out with this. What is it? Okay. Then we'll come to the side and say 30 over 8 times, I'm going to flip it, 64 over negative 161. So this will be 240 over 161 negative 240. Did y'all get that? That's not too bad, is it? I don't know why this test is so hard to take. You just got to know when to use what formula, okay? So you need to start studying a little bit every night. You got 3 of these on page 20, numbers 51 through 53. That's it. Tomorrow we're going to do the half angle, and then we'll call it a unit. Then we're going to start vectors next week. No, it's an easy one. This is probably the hardest. Yes, this is the hardest unit this semester, in my opinion.